Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Our group will discuss community-based learning or CBL and how it connects to language teaching and learning. So community-based learning is an approach that combines academic learning with real-world community engagement. It encourages us to apply what we learn in the classroom to solve real-world problems, gain hands-on experience, and build a sense of civic responsibility. In language teaching, CBL helps students use the language they are learning in real-life situations, improving their communication skills while also fostering cultural understanding. So, instead of just learning a language through textbooks, CBL pushes students to use the language in practical ways, like interacting with native speakers and community in working in projects that require language skills. So let's break down some defining characteristics of CBL along with language teaching examples. First is the emphasis on different ways of understanding. So in CBL, understanding from multiple perspectives is fundamental, especially in language learning. Mastering language isn't just about vocabulary and grammar. It involves understanding how native speakers think and interact. This broader perspective is critical for meaningful communications. Example: imagine in CBL English class project where students interview community members from diverse backgrounds. As they listen to different dialects, accents, and ways of expressing thoughts, students not only practice English but also gain insights into cultural nuances and social etiquette and English-speaking context. So the second one is value of human experience as a source of learning. So a core principle of CBL is the real-life experience are some of the best learning sources. In language learning, real interactions help students grasp the language more naturally and intuitively than classroom instructions alone can provide. Example: a teacher might organize a community visit where students volunteer at a local community center. They could assess native English speakers, join in activities, and listen to conversation. This exposure helps students internalize language patterns, slangs, and everyday expressions that are rarely found in textbooks but are essential for real-world communications. So the last one is requirements for reflective thinking to transform experience into learning. So reflection is essential in CBL. Transforming our experience into deep learning. In English language teaching, students might engage in community activities, then reflect on what they learned, examining which language skills they use and what they found challenging or surprising. Example: after a community engagement activity, students could participate in a group discussion or journal about their experiences. For instance, if they struggled with understanding certain accents or idioms, they could discuss how they could handle similar situations in the future, reinforcing learning and preparing them for diverse communication scenarios. So through these examples, we can see how community-based learning or CBL empowers language learners to go beyond traditional classroom settings, helping them apply language in authentic ways, build cultural understanding, and develop skills that extend into real-world citizenship.
Historical development. Let's now look at the historical development of community-based learning or CBL and how it evolved over time. Early 20th century Lewis experiential learning philosophy, which is the idea that learning should go beyond reading textbook or listening to lectures. Do we believe that students learn best when they are directly involved in real life experiences? This approach became a foundation for what we now call community-based learning, as it emphasizes the importance of hands-on, real-world learning. Now, 1860s to 1970s rise of service learning and civic engagement. In the 1960s and 1970s, the idea of service learning began to gain momentum, especially during times of social and political change. Education was increasingly seen as not just about academic knowledge, but also about preparing students to actively engage with and contribute to their communities. Service learning encourages students to apply what they learn in class to solve real-world problems in their communities, making a shift toward community involvement as part of the learning process. So now let's proceed to 1980s to 1990s, formal civil programs and focus on community needs, were developed in school and universities. These programs became more structured and educational institutions, recognized the value of connecting academic learning with addressing community needs. This period saw the growth of initiatives where students work and community projects, giving them the opportunity to apply their learning in meaningful ways that directly benefit the community. So now let's proceed on with 2000s present global expansion and digital support for CBL. From the 2000 onwards, CBL has expanded globally. The rise of digital tools, online and platforms has made it easier for students to engage in community-based learning activities, even with communities across the world. This global expansion has allowed for a wider reach, enabling students to work on community projects that aren't limited by their physical location, further enriching the civil experience.
Now let's look at the key people who help shape an idea behind community learning, or several these individuals made important contribution to how we understand learning connection with the community. So the first is John Dewey. So John Dewey is advocated for real-world learning. So he was a well-known philosopher and educator. In the early 20th century, he believed that education should not just be about memorizing, but about learning through real-life experience. So he emphasized that students learn this when they can connect what they're learning in the classroom to real-world situation. His ideas laid the foundation for what we now call experiential learning, which is a core part of CBL. So next is Paulo Freire. So Paulo Freire is promoting education for social change. So a Brazilian educator who is formed for his ideas on education for social change. So Freire is believed education should empower people, especially those for the educations should disadvantaged communities. So he through learning should be a process of dialogue, where both the teacher and the student learn from each other. His approach to education is a big influence. So the next is Henry Giraud. Henry Giraud is linked education to social justice. According to David, learning happens at uncertain people's first experiences. Something tender and reflect on it before making decision about what to do next. The circle of experiences, reflection and action, and centered to CBL because the encouraging to learn through hands-on activities in the community. So the last is Ernest Boyer, supported the scholarship of engagement. Was an advocate for scholarship of engagement, which means that higher education should not be involved with the community. So Boyer's idea was that university and college should not be isolated of society. But so as we can say, these five thinkers of Dewey, Fair, David, Xerox, and Boyer is brought to unique perspective and education together to help shape the approach. We know as community-based learning, where education connects with the community to create more meaningful real-world experience for students.
So this approach has a lot of potential to connect students with real-world experiences, but it also faces some significant barriers. So these issues and criticisms are from research-based articles. I'll explain each one clearly and provide examples to help us understand. So the first issue is here. So Owens and Wang, 1996, pointed out that CBL demands a lot of time, effort, and money. Unlike traditional teaching, where a teacher can plan one lesson for the whole class, CBL requires teacher to work closely with each student, creating learning goals and coordinating with community partners. So this individualized planning can be very time-consuming. For instance, if a teacher wants their students to learn about environmental conversation, they would need to organize trips to local parks, prepare activities, and follow up on each student's progress. So another major issue is Owens and Wang, 1996, discussed logistical barriers such as liability, concerns, transportation, and scheduling, which complicate the feasibility of CBL. Transportation is also a problem. Not all schools can afford buses to take students to learning sites. Additionally, scheduling long trips within the school day can disrupt other classes. So another issue is that there's a need for stakeholder awareness to clarify CBL's purpose, preventing misunderstanding about students' community engagement. Then they highlight challenges in evaluating CBL outcomes due to varying student activities and the difficulty of measuring personal growth and interpersonal skills. Those are the issues about CBL. We also have the criticisms. So first is Owens and Wang, 1996, point out that many teachers adhere to traditional methods focusing on content delivery rather than interactive learning. And then some educators and community members prioritize traditional subject matter over real-world applications, seeing CBL as diverting students from core academic content, according again to Owens and Wang's 1996. Then we also have the research by Barrett, 2012. So Barrett 2012 discovered that the implementation of CBL resulted in more work for educators with no additional compensation being provided by their institutions. So finally, William K. et al. 2021 noted that some instructors and students lack confidence in using a new teaching style like CBL. Traditional classrooms provide more structure and control, which teachers can use in a CBL setting. Where students have more freedom, this can be intimidating for both teachers and students. So while CBL offers great opportunities for student growth, these barriers may be challenging to implement widely. Understanding these issues helps us see why CBL hasn't been fully embraced in education. Now let's proceed to how community-based learning can be applied in language teaching. So CBL focuses on connecting what we learn in the classroom with real-world experiences, especially within our own communities. I'll go through 4 practical ways teachers can apply this method to help students learn language in more meaningful ways. So first, we have the community interviews. So students interview local English speakers, example given business owners, to practice conversational skills, listening comprehension, and adapt to different speaking styles. So through these interviews, they get to experience different speaking styles, accents, and ways of expressing ideas. This makes learning English more practical and less about just memorizing from textbooks. The second is Community Language Project. So students organize a project addressing a community need like a health awareness event using a language like English for planning, presenting, and coordinating. So in this activity, they use language like English throughout the planning process, making posters, presenting their ideas, and talking to community members. This not only improves their English vocabulary and speaking skills, but also teaches teamwork and responsibility as they are using English to bring positive change. And then the third one is writing reflective journals. So students volunteer locally and write journals in English about their experiences, language challenges, and insights gained, reinforcing vocabulary and grammar. And the last one, we have the guided community tours. Students prepare and give English language tours of local sites, enhancing presentation skills and understanding of local culture and history. These activities, interviews, projects, reflective journals, and tours help students use English language in real, meaningful ways. They learn not just the language, but also how to engage with others, work in teams, and build stronger ties to their community. So community-based learning makes language skills more practical and helps students feel more connected and confident in using English outside the classroom.